Fighting oil spills with hair. People often donate their hair to help others. But did you know that hair can also help the environment? Matter of Trust, a nonprofit organization, collects hair from salons and individuals. They then use the hair to create hair mats that can absorb oil spills in rivers and oceans. Hair is surprisingly effective since it can absorb 5 times its weight in oil. These hair mats work faster than polypropylene, a plastic material typically used to block oil. Unlike polypropylene, hair is more environmentally friendly thanks to its natural biodegradable properties. However, hair mats must be removed quickly from the water once they have been used. They will sink because they don't have the right materials to keep them floating. Hair mats are useful on land too. They can stop oil from running into water drains. Large oil spills often make the headlines, yet minor spills, such as those that happen when ships get fuel, can also cause serious damage in areas like beaches. By using hair mats, hopefully we can better address oil spills and protect our environment.
Hello everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
I'm Nikki.
And today our article is all about ooh. That's what the article is about.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a title. We can read the title. But I guarantee when I read you the title, you're going to go, ew. We are fighting oil spills with hair. I mean, I am all for this. This is a great thing for the world because, of course, oil is terrible when it spills. And it's not like when you're in the kitchen and, oh, I spilled some olive oil when I was cooking my chicken.
It's all over the ocean.
It's all over the ocean. It's that dirty black oil that we use to make gas and we put in machines. And it kills birds and fish and sea animals and all sorts of things. And it also pollutes beaches and just ruins the environment. So that's already ew. And now we're going to be picking up that oil with giant mats of hair. So imagine like all this hair. Imagine the floor of the barber shop collected, throw it into a big old pot of oil, and then someone's got to like pick that up and take it
not so
somewhere.
Pleasant to watch.
No. A great thing to do, but I'll be over here not watching while people do that. Wonderful people doing it, but doing something in a very kind of weird way. Well, anyways, let's get to our article and we'll find out why hair is actually really amazing for cleaning up oil spills, which can be very hard to clean up, right? Hard, expensive, takes a lot of special equipment, but now we can use hair. Well, it says people often donate their hair to help others. True.
This we know.
Did you? Yes, and people do that. We do stuff with hair after we cut it. But did you know that hair can also help the environment? Interesting. So yes, you can donate I think you can sell your hair, right? Sometimes people sell it or give it away to make wigs. Because often people, if they're sick, if they have cancer, their hair might fall out. You can do this because wigs can be expensive and they can donate it to companies or hospitals or charities. They do wonderful things and give hair to people who don't have it. So that's great, but that's helping people, not the environment.
那今天的课文要来讨论如何使用我们的头发减少海洋污染。一般来说，大家知道可以捐赠头发，可以拿去帮助人，但是大家知不知道头发还可以用来帮助生态环境呢？ Donate 这个动词指的是捐赠 ，give money or things to help other people. 那 you can also donate blood, donate your organs when you're dead. Yeah, and 名词它就会是 donation. You make a donation.
I guess you can donate a kidney.
Oh yeah,
when you're still alive.
Because you have two.
You have two. Right? But yes, also after you die, you can donate heart, lungs, parts of your eye, other things like that. Let's find out about this hair stuff with oil. It says Matter of Trust. Now, that's a name of a company or an organization. We know that from the capital M and T. Matter of Trust, a non-profit organization, kind of like a charity, collects hair from salons and individuals. So these are the people who are actually doing this. This is a non-profit organization. Non-profit meaning they don't do this for money. So it's not a money-making business. It's a non-profit organization. And yes, we often call these charities or something like that. Although an organization can be anything. It's just a group of people working together for a common purpose. A business is an organization, right? They're in business to do things, sell things, and make money. We can also call a government an organization. A school is an organization. A baseball team is an organization. We just have a bunch of people working together for one goal or one common purpose. For example, Olaf wants to start an organization to help foreign students studying in Taiwan.
People would need that.
Yeah, so maybe he was a foreigner and when he came here had problems with language and renting things or visas, getting a phone contract. So he wants to have kind of a charity again, just to help people who, have some trouble in their life.
那有一个非营利组织就在做这件事情，他们会收集发廊帮人家剪完的头发，或者是个人捐赠的头发。Organization 这个名词指的是 a group or a club that exists for a certain for a certain purpose. People in an organization will have to plan or arrange something together. 那它的动词变成 organize， 如果是形容词指的是很有组织的 ，you can say you're very organized. You're a very organized person. 那 salon 这个名词指的就是发廊 ，where you cut your hair. Where you get your hair cut.
Exactly right. So they sweep all that stuff up, and I guess instead of just throwing it away at the end of the day, they put it in a bag, and then later on, the matter of trust people come along and collect it. And then what do they do with it? Well, it says they then use the hair to create hair mats that can absorb oil spills in rivers and oceans. That's exactly what they're doing. So they're not making wigs out of it, hair for people to put on. They're making hair mats, and these hair mats then absorb oil spills in rivers, oceans, seas, lakes, places like that. A spill, here we're using spill as a noun. So let's talk about that real quick. All right, as I mentioned, we often use spill as a verb. If you're carrying something that's liquid, water in a bowl or a cup, and then accidentally some of that falls out, that is a spill, right? Your mom might say as you're carrying your nyoro mien to the living room to watch TV and eat lunch, don't spill your soup on the floor because that'll make a mess and you'll have to clean it up. Well, when you spill something, that amount that fell on the floor, that is a spill. Okay, so if you have a spill in your kitchen, it's easy to clean up. You just wipe it up with a towel or a cloth or something like that. When we see this word in the news, though, it's not just someone, putting a little orange juice on the floor. It probably means something happened at a big factory or in a ship, and a lot of stuff came out. A paint spill on the highway could cause all sorts of trouble for drivers. They'll have to close the road and clean it. An oil spill or a chemical spill can be really bad for the environment because, of course, these are all chemicals that are not natural and they can hurt and kill all sorts of living things. So this is what we're talking about when we talk about these oil spills. But a spill in general is just a small amount of liquid that is escaped by accident. For example, Edgar used a dish towel to mop up the spill on the kitchen floor.
那这个组织呢，他们会用这些头发来做发电，利用这些发电吸收海洋或者是河流里的油污。Absorb 这个动词指的是吸收 ，take something in gradually 就是慢慢的。那 spill 如果当动词、当名词的时候，指的是洒出的量或者是溢出的量的那个地方。那 spill 当动词指的是洒出、溢出，那是液体。For example, you can spill coffee, you can spill tea, but if we say spill the tea, it means...Tell me about the gossip.
Oh, spill the tea, spill the beans,
spill the tea. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you can say, don't cry over spilled milk.
Okay. Don't cry over spilled milk. But maybe do cry over spilled thousands of gallons of oil.
Oh, yeah.
That is much more serious than a little spilled milk. Let's find out what makes hair so effective. It says hair is surprisingly effective since it can absorb 5 times its weight in oil.
Oh.
That's pretty incredible.
But when you wash your hair, you kind of feel it, right? Like
The oil in your hair, you mean?
The oil and the water and the liquid.
Well, I mean, the other thing is if you have like oily hair, if you've been sweating, and then you go and you wash your hair, and then suddenly your hair is very light. And it's always flying around in the wind and stuff like that.
Maybe that's how they came up with this idea,
I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but definitely I can believe that. So this would be, so let's say you have a hair mat, it weighs 100 kilograms. You put it in the oil. Now it can pick up about 500 kilograms of oil. So that's pretty cool. It's also, pretty gross, but it is very, very effective. It works very well. We should point out that the translation for is aye. Basically the same thing. So these hair mats, it's a work faster than polypropylene, a plastic material typically used to block oil. So in the past, the best they came up with is plastic material, polypropylene. That's what they used. Sometimes they would kind of put a barrier around it, right? And then slowly kind of scoop up the oil or something like that. Very slow. And of course, you have to be there right when the spill happens. Otherwise, it will spread. So these hair mats are much more effective. If something is effective, it works or it performs well. It does the job and it does the job quite well. It is, highly, it works in a very efficient kind of way. So we would say it's very effective. You'll have no problems. This will take care of the problem. For example, the medicine the doctor gave Vanessa was very effective. 2 days after taking it, she felt much better.
Effective 这个形容词指的是有效的 works very well。那它的名词影响 effect。那另外我们看到的这个字 polypropylene 指的是聚丙烯 a type of plastic。那头发能够吸收的油竟然可以达到自身重量的5倍多，而且发垫甚至可以用来阻挡油污，甚至比这些塑胶还要好用。
All right, back to the article. Unlike polypropylene, which of course is plastic and not natural, unlike polypropylene, hair is more environmentally friendly thanks to its natural biodegradable properties. Yes, hair grows from our body. It is natural. It is biodegradable. It can break down in the environment like paper or wood or something like that. Plastic does not break down.
It takes hundreds of years.
Hundreds and hundreds of years. Exactly. Hair, not so long. And that is a very interesting property of hair compared to polypropylene, a plastic. If something has a property in this way, and we can also say properties, generally when you see this word, you think of land. If you're buying property, you might be buying a house or apartment or just a big field that you're going to build something on. But we can also use it to talk about a characteristic or a quality of a certain thing, all right? So generally when we're kind of talking about what's good or bad about things, we're talking about its different properties, especially when those are things you wouldn't necessarily expect to get from that kind of thing. Here's an example. The liquid inside aloe vera plants has properties that can help burns to heal. Not all plants have these properties. It's something special about aloe vera plants, which is why you find aloe vera in a lot of skin cream.
那大家都知道塑胶是很难被分解的，可能要花几百年的时间才可以分解塑胶。因此，用头发来吸收海洋里的油是一件再环保不过的事情了。Thanks to something, thanks to somebody 指的就是 because of something, because of somebody， 多亏或者是归功于。那 biodegradable 这个形容词指的是可由微生物所分解的。Bio 这个prefix 指的是 biology 生物学 ，degradable 形容词指的是可以分解的、可分解的。那 property 这个名词呢，就是特性、特质，通常我们会用复数 ，a quality that can be used in a certain way。那另外我们刚刚有讲到了，它当名词也可以是所有物、财产 ，an object that belongs to someone. So for example, government property, school property.
It's your stuff. Exactly right. However, we read hair mats must be removed quickly from the water once they have been used. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they will sink.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So you got to get there when the oil spill happens, put out your hair mats, and then maybe leave them for a few hours or a day or two, but not too long, as it says. And as Nikki mentioned, they will sink because they don't have the right materials to keep them floating. So this hair will absorb all of this oil, but then the hair will become very heavy, and then it could sink to the bottom of the ocean. I mean, the oil's not on the surface to kill the birds and, the fish up there, but it's on the bottom of the ocean to kill whatever's down below. So you definitely need to pick up your oily hair mats before you go home and say, job done.
Are you actually gonna go there and do that by yourself?
Me, myself?
Yeah.
No.
Pick up all the hair in your house and then...
I would at least need some friends to get really, really dirty with me.
Okay.
But I would feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah. 但是呢，它有一个小小的缺点，就是它一旦被使用之后，就要赶快把它拿起来，不然的话，这些发垫就会沉下去，因为它们没有可以让它们浮起来的材质。
And it's not just on the ocean or in the seas that hair mats can be useful. Hair mats are useful on land too. So on dry ground, they're very useful. How? It says they can stop oil from running into water drains. Really? I did not know that. So maybe outside restaurants, we might see little hair mats. So that if they're, the oil is leaking out, it won't go into the water drains, because drains are very important. We have these all over cities. A drain is basically something that takes away dirty water and other liquids. Yes, as I mentioned, a drain is something very useful. Cities really couldn't exist without drains. They're under the ground or they're in the pipes that go up into your home, into buildings. You'll have a drain in the bottom of your sink, in the bathroom, the shower, the kitchen, and that connects to other pipes. As they get bigger and bigger, they carry away the water and the dirty stuff from your home, your building, your neighborhood, and your whole city. And then, of course, it ends up somewhere where they can clean that water and hopefully use it again. But all of those pipes and systems, we often call those drains, things that are designed to carry dirty water and other dirty liquids away to where they can be more safely dealt with. For example, Alice poured the cold cup of coffee down the drain. It's okay to pour coffee down the drain. Try not to pour cooking oil down the drain. It will start to build up. It will start to block your drain. The best thing to do is to throw the oil in the garbage. Use some paper towel or something like that.
那除了可以运用在海洋污染之外，这些发垫还可以用在陆地上，它们可以阻止油跑到排水沟里。Stop something or stop somebody from doing something 指的就是使无法阻止做某一件事情。那 drain 这个名词指的是排水沟，那它也可以当动词，指的是排出排放 pour away the water. So for example, drain the pasta, drain the spaghetti after you cook it, right? Or 另外一个动词指的是使疲惫 make somebody feel very tired. For example, my job is draining me.
If you have that friend who's always complaining, you say, it's so draining spending time with them. It's like they're sucking away your energy. Yes, that is true. Back to oil spills. Large oil spills often make the headline or the headlines. We can also say, yes, that's of course big news, right? When we see they happen, I think there was one near Kending not too long ago. They've had big ones near Texas. When I was young, there was a huge one near Alaska and killed millions and millions of birds and fish and things like that. So large oil spills often make the headline, and they are very serious environmental disasters. Yet minor spills, smaller ones, such as those that happen when ships get fuel, can also cause serious damage in areas like beaches. If you've ever been to a gas station, you smell the gas, you might see their spots on the ground. Well, when they fill up ships and boats out on the water, the same thing happens. It might not make the headlines, but it is still a problem that we want to stop. A headline is basically the title of a news story. If you look at an old newspaper or even look at a news story online, usually there's a big sentence at the top with larger letters, and it says, the basic story, the basic idea, the basic news that they are giving you. Here's an example. The headline at the top of the newspaper's front page just had one word, earthquake. So I guess there was a big earthquake.
那我们在新闻上比较常会看到严重的船只漏油事件，但是呢，其实比较没那么严重的也是常常在发生，也是会造成很多严重的灾害损害。Headline 这个名词指的是报道或者是报纸的标题 ，the title of the newspaper. If you say make the headline， 指的就是上头条出名 ，become famous or well known.
By using hair mats, hopefully we can better address oil spills and protect our environment. That sounds like a great idea.
那借由使用这样的发电，希望我们可以改善这些海洋污染，并且更进一步去保护我们的环境。那喜欢今天的主题吗？不要忘了按赞、订阅、分享我们的 YouTube 频道和 Facebook 哦。
All right, before we go, here's our chat question. How can governments encourage more people to donate their hair for this purpose?
How would the government? I think when you very thoroughly explain this concept, people would get it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just don't know about it, right?
Yeah, because we throw our hair away anyway.
Yeah, you don't think of it as being useful, and a lot of people might not know the science that this is a thing that actually works and it works well. So I think this would be great. Maybe they could also get the different salons and barbershops to sign up, and they could have a special like earth-friendly sign in their window, and that might get.
I think it would be harder for people to actually want to go there and do it than to collect the hair.
Yeah, I think that for example, I would be happy to go to a place where I knew my hair, once it's cut, was going to go off. I would probably pick that business. So there you go. Just educate people, let people know. I think that's a good thing to do. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care of your hair and your oil, and we'll see you back here sometime soon. Bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Organization. Annie and her neighbors started an organization that helps fix up old houses in the area. Spill. Young Billy often knocks over his drinks, so his mother tells him to clean up his spills. Effective. Lying down in a dark room wasn't effective in curing my headache. I had to take medicine to feel better. Property. This liquid has the properties of a solid when it is kept at a cold temperature. Drain. Please do not put cooking oil in the drain because it can block the pipes. Headline. The headline of the news story caught Sam's attention because it mentioned changes in school rules next year.
字汇小补帖
Donate. Donate. Salon. Absorb. Polypropylene. Biodegradable.